Hey friends, Crystal Luminous Elegance here. I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning into another video. I am going to be trying a little something new. I feel like I ramble a lot in my videos. And not necessarily that I don't have anything to say, but you know, I'm taking these for my live stream, and you know, half the time these videos get so long and I edit them down so you guys can see the process that I totally blank on what to tell you guys because it's just spur of the moment. And I don't know, I feel like, guys, thank you for sticking with me. I feel like I'm doing the best I can do, and I hope you guys actually join me on a live stream soon because it's very fun and interactive. Alright, so getting back in it, I chose two different types of blue. I chose an iridescent blue, and then I chose a darker blue. Now, the first set of earrings that I just made, they didn't turn out how I wanted them to. I put the iridescent blue at the top first, or I put the dark blue at the bottom, and I put the iridescent blue at the top. Didn't like the way it turned out, so I did the opposite. So I put the iridescent at the bottom of it and then the dark blue at the top, and it turned out a lot better. So for the earrings, I didn't really have much inspiration today. I just knew what shapes I wanted to do. So after I got done making all the shapes for the earring pieces, I sat down and I was like, I like the ocean idea for the long oval ones just because they look, the design to me looks kind of ocean-like. With the heart-shaped, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. I did a pair of heart earrings before when I first started, and they were very Valentine's Day-ish. Very red, very cute, very sparkly. So I wasn't really sure how I was going to incorporate that into a set of blue hearts, especially with the new kind of designs I'm wanting to do. Now I ended up doing flowers on those, which was really difficult. That's where I came into the idea of using super glue onto them. Because you know, you're trying to put the flowers on there and they're gonna move around and float even if you put the UV resin on top of it. So I said, you know what, we're just gonna put some flowers on there and we're gonna call it a day. So I'm excited for you guys to see that process. Right now I'm just cleaning up the areas around the jewelry pieces, especially the snakes. That was a lot harder to do. This is where I feel like I need to get a better tool for that instead of just a regular big old chunky razor cutter, box cutter, geez, whatever, guys. So I'm just placing all the seashells and the starfish onto the earring piece before I even glue them down, just to make sure that that's exactly what I want, and just kind of the placement. But as you can tell, I'm really struggling with making sure that those pieces stick to the earring piece and not to my tweezers. But the idea, the concept is there. I'm very satisfied with it. Now, the only issue that I have, which you will see coming shortly, is I don't know if it was a reaction to the glue, but as soon as I put my UV resin on top of it, I noticed how sticky and tacky my resin got, which is fine as long as, you know, everything kind of stays in its spot. It didn't mess up the curing time, but the problem with, I think it's called biochemical reaction. I have no idea. I probably shouldn't even be doing this, but I'm doing it, and I'm just showing you what I do to get it done. So when I cured it, I don't know if it was the super glue trying to come out of the resin or what, but I'm sure it'll show you here on the video, but it like pulls up like these bumps on there after I cured it, which is really annoying because it's like, this is already cured, it's very hard, what am I supposed to do? Like, I put all this time and effort into this work. So we improvised. So I used my box cutter and I tried to scrape it, it didn't work. So I used those little pliers right there and I like kind of cut at it. And then kind of scraped it down a little bit where it's just not as bulky, and then I applied more resin on it. It did make it thicker, but it still turned out really nice. So no harm, no foul. I just continued with what I was doing. They turned out really pretty. Like I said, with the heart-shaped ones, I really enjoy doing these just because I haven't tried this before with the super glue and the flowers. The problem with the flowers is if you put the flowers in resin, they're going to cause a lot of bubbles. So that's the only thing I've ever had issues with the flowers, is they, even like with the epoxy resin. So with epoxy resin, you have to wait for the resin to cure for like 24 to 72 hours. In that process, while it's curing, the flowers can actually release more oxygen, which cause bubbles. You can't really deal with that. I made a pair of earrings one time. They came out beautifully, and it was just a clear piece with some petals in it, and I had no bubbles at all in there. I had got them all. I even sat there when it was kind of tacking up more and actually killed more of the bubbles. The next day, it was fully cured, and there was a bunch of bubbles in my piece. And I actually had the same situation happen when I first started, and I didn't realize. I thought it was, it was my error. I was just starting. I think this was probably like the second time I was ever doing it. And I took a bunch of rose petals and gold foil and mixed it in resin and then poured it. Yeah, they were beautiful. I killed all the bubbles off and murdered them with fire, and then I came back the next day and everything was full of bubbles. So I would suggest using a UV resin. That's my opinion. Maybe someone else has found or had better luck than me. But UV resin has not failed me so far, because it seems like as soon as you cure it, it doesn't have time to create those bubbles. Anyways, I'm rambling. Said I wasn't going to ramble, and here I am rambling. I'm so sorry. I'm from the South. We talk a lot. Anyways, so I'm on the heart earrings, and I think the only thing I was really frustrated about on these is I didn't have two of the exact same color for the flowers at the top left corner. That was really irritating to me. I tried to layer them a couple of different times, switch it up, and I was just like, you know what? They're going to be two individually beautiful earrings, and they're going to be a little different, and I'm okay with that, because you know why? That's art, and it's one of a kind. Crystal made them by Luminous Elegance, and people who buy them like, oh yeah, Crystal by Luminous Elegance, she did this. It's amazing. This is beautiful artwork. That's what I want. Like, these are my pieces. And I'm rambling again. I'm so sorry, guys. Insert awkward phase and music. So the only thing with gluing those little things down, they kept falling off and kept sticking to my tweezers. So I think next time what I'm going to do is have a little bit of alcohol on the side and dip my tweezers in them. I'm hoping that'll kind of break up the glue and not have it stick to the flowers as much. I'll experiment with that another day. But I was really excited about how these turned out. And I did them one earring at a time just because I was worried that with how sticky and tacky it got, that I was going to have to deal with the same thing I dealt with before, and I didn't want that. Now, I believe that one of these earrings actually got a bump on it like the other one did, and I had to cut that one off as well. But no harm, no foul. We got it done. But look, guys, look how pretty it turned out. I'm so excited. I put in water because it was sticky, because I used a lot of chemical stuff on it, so it turned out very tacky, so I made sure that I cured that. This flower right here was a pain in my butt. I was so sad. I was putting it on and a piece of it ripped off. I was so depressed. I was like, I don't know, what am I going to do now? So I just started experimenting with different ones, and it ended up turning out very nice, which I was really happy about. I definitely want to do something similar. I need to get some more flowers right now, because the ones I have, I wasn't really liking those as much. Those round ones in the top corner, I would love to get some more of those again. They are really nice. The only problem is they do fall apart really easily, so maybe not that same exact job, but on something else, definitely. My friend did give me an idea of a snake on a backer on the front of like I don't know what I was thinking like back. Anyways, so she gave me a idea of a snake on top of another piece of earring, like a square mold. So like the the snake molds that I have on top of that. Now, mind you, I did try that at the end of one of my streams, and it did not turn out. I did not like it. I got very frustrated. I like the concept because even in my mind, like, it sounds really nice. But two problems. I think my snake mold is very thick and a little bit longer than it should be for the molds I have for earrings, because at that point I feel like the earrings are going to be too bulky. They would definitely be a staple piece 100%, but I don't like what I have. Now I may go back in and try to make a thinner version of that, and it may work out, but as I think I might want to get a different mold. But guys, look how pretty those turned out. They were amazing. Oh, okay, so we're at the end of the video. So this is Chubba Lubba Doubles, and he is a rescue dog. He is part Bulldog and Dachshund, if you believe it. My friend was actually rehabilitating him for a year. Her daughter found him outside, chained to a tree, and he was starving, and he was covered in flies and fleas, and the flies had eaten his ears. He had like no hair, and you know, we've been taking him to the vet, and he's on antibiotics. He was already on antibiotics and steroids, and we're trying to get it figured out, you know. And no, there's Sachi. Sachi is a little shit. Excuse my language, but she is. We call her Demon. She's so funny. You'll see her in a second. She tries to egg him on. They play together. They're definitely brother-sister relationship. If she's going by the room and he's not chasing her, she will run in the room and run out, and just for him to chase her. Hold on. All right, you're gonna see it. Oh, there she goes. She's off. You guys so much for watching. I thought that would be really cute at the end, and honestly I forgot all about it by the time I was recording my audio. So I hope that gave you guys a really good laugh, and I'm glad you guys finally got to meet Sachi and Chubbs. Yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that little bell icon in the corner so you guys are notified for my next videos. All right, love you guys. Mwah!